Hey everybody, welcome to the Hobbystreakers Season 2 Episode 9?
9?
Yep. 9! Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Hello, we're both tired.
Yes, it's been one of those crazy day, and yeah, it's not never ending. Anyways. Yeah, how's it going? Not too cold, I hope.
The weather over here has finally remembered that it's in fact autumn.
Yeah, ours went straight to winter, so...
We had a couple of... Over the last couple of weeks, it's been still like 12 to 15 degrees Celsius most days. And then, like, yesterday and today, it's like, oh, wait, yeah, 8. And 7, and fog everywhere. It's like, go, thanks, go. We're on it.
Yeah, it was minus 15 this morning.
Yeah.
And snowing. So, yeah, not so great. It is getting cold. We're gonna have minus 20 something in a few days. Like Saturday. No, Friday. Friday night. Yeah, now it's for a few days it's not gonna get above freezing even during the day. So
Fun with that.
Awesome. Yay. So great. But yeah. Well, it's fine. It's not too bad. So, what are you painting today, sir?
I'm gonna do some Contemptor Dreadnought weapons. I've started on the new plastic Contemptor Dreadnought from Games Workshop's new plastic Horus Heresy stuff. So that comes with literally all the guns with it. So I've got a las cannon that I started painting last night. I've got a Volkite culverin that I'm painting today. There's an assault cannon, a plasma cannon, a melter gun, a conversion beamer, a heavy bolter, an auto cannon, and 2 fists to do as well. So I did magnetize the elbow joints so I can swap the guns out at my leisure.
Cool.
But rather annoyingly, the resin ones that I've got, I've magnetized them at the shoulder. So I need to get some new shoulder pieces to do other guns. What are you doing, bud?
Well, I'm gonna do some mutant. And I am trying to figure out... Oh, there's our wash. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna paint their cloak. Because they're all wearing tattered clothes. So, either cold brown or warm brown.
Using the new Duncan paints.
Correct. So now I got a triad of warm brown or cold brown or khaki or bones or, well, I'm gonna do something brownish. Which I will probably try the cold brown, which is Scorched Earth, Ancient Forest, and Wasteland Brown. Which are gonna be my triad. So I'm gonna try that. Well, so shoutouts.
Shoutouts.
Sorry, forgot. So, in case you didn't know, Hobby Streakers, we talk about the Hobby Streaks. Hobby Streak is doing 30 minutes of hobby every day for the longest streak possible. And today you are, sir, on
the 1833.
That's not. That sounds like a date of an important battle. In 1833.
What happened in 18... What happened
come on.
in 1833?
It's gonna have to be something.
The Slavery Abolition Act.
There we go.
Passed through Parliament.
So it's a great number. Awesome.
It's the first thing that comes up on Google, so it must be true.
Well, so you just passed your 5-year anniversary.
Yep, that was this time last week.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, happy anniversary again. You did your little show online.
I did a little Instagram live stream.
That was fun. Yeah, I couldn't stay for the whole thing. I had to run, drop and roll, and do all my.
I only was streaming for about 3 hours. Had a few people come through and just go, "Hey, good job, congratulations." Some people stayed and had a bit of a chat. A lot of people. Well, the way Instagram Live works, a lot of people just went, "Oh, what's going on here?" Clicked it and went, "Oh, I don't want to look at that," and then left again. So,
who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna be a pain? Are you gonna be a pain? You are gonna.
I'm always a pain.
You are gonna be a pain. Oh, try another way, because I don't want to do this.
Do some shoutouts.
Go for it while I try to figure this out.
So we've got from the Instagram side mostly.
I put some in there. I put some in there.
I know. For my stuff. We've got Rogue Geographer, who's 1,000 days. That's his name on Instagram. On Twitter, he's Korlith Zaan. We've got the infamous Wonka. That's Wonka with an O.
Sure.
365 days. 1 year.
1 year, cool.
Congratulations. We've got Craig.spiers on 600 days, which is pretty good. Got Mineraleater, on 500 days. And my good friend Mr. Roger Berry, aka Chaplain Spectre on Twitter, who doesn't post his hobby streak on Twitter, but there he is. That's his Twitter handle. I've got to shout him out somewhere. He's hit 200 days of hobby streak. He is currently just doing that on our club's Discord channel, though.
Cool.
So there's that. We've got. Do you want me to do yours?
Let me see if I can get this working. But yeah, sure, go ahead.
Alex Martynwood on 100 days. Leon at Azamar, 800 days. Got Grey Dunn on 300 days. And then we've got the big guys, the big guns, the hobby streak legends themselves. Mr. Zach Roche on 1800 days. Norm Nondorf on 1800 days. We already mentioned Korlith Zaan, Rogue Geographer on 1,000 days, and some other guy who nobody cares about.
I put you in there. Happy anniversary, 5 years.
I'm going to shout myself out, am I?
I am shouting yourself out, so it's fine.
Okay.
Well, it's not working when I want to work, so I'm just F it.
Do something else. Ah!
Well,
don't dump it on the floor.
I'm just trying to see if I can. But yeah, so yeah, what have you done in the past 2 weeks? Seems like you've done quite a few things.
I've been a busy bee. So I finished gap filling the Charybdis that I was doing in the previous episode. I primed the Lord's Arcanum that I had built. One mounted and one on foot. I finished the bonus Secretors that I was painting as well. So, yeah, they're the guys that I was just filling extra squads out with. I finished building the Stormdrake Guards that I started building at Club one night. I built some more of the Kratos tank, so that's now a shell of a tank. So I'm going to work out how to magnetize all the different sponsons and guns on that before I go any further on that.
Cool.
I've started
Cool.
painting some of the panels on the Charybdis. So it's got more than one colour on now. It's now got some blick. Keep dropping things.
Ouch.
It's plastic, it's fine.
Plastic, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say,
guy.
tell me it's not resin.
This guy, he's done. He's finished. Woo!
Woo!
He's got a little bit of OSL around his magic stick and the magic he's
Cool.
holding in his hands.
Well, that's good.
So a little bit of dry brushing on that. And then I magnetised and painted this boy, the Contemptor, and we are now painting up his guns.
Alright. Cool.
Did get to also test out the drop pod list that I'm building towards and painting towards at Club yesterday, so that was fun.
Nice.
It went really well up until I realised that I put all my models in the wrong position to actually score the objective.
Which happens.
Yeah, it does.
Well, if I can find Mr.
I want
Twitter.
to look at
What else?
Okay, cool. Right.
What else did you do? That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Let me
it.
put my
That
air
is
quotes.
Only
Yeah.
the only things I did.
Let me put air quotes for that one. That's it.
I mean, one of those was spending 5.5, 6 hours start to finish painting one model.
Yeah, which makes sense. Well, I am gonna go back to Twitter itself because I didn't have time to actually put it in there, and I'm gonna try to remember what I did. So receive my paints. The Duncan Rhodes paints. So I received my whole set of paints, which I did an unboxing, a quick video on the unboxing. I used the Triad, the blue one, and I actually did a small video on it. Also, then I printed a new rack to put all that in there, all those paints in there, which I had to go back to my big printer because I had forgotten that it does not fit on my small printer because those pieces are huge to put basically everything into something that I can stick on the wall. And it is, so a normal Valero one is 10 by 6. So 6 rows, 10 each row. This one didn't work like that. They're slightly smaller paints. They're 15 mil instead of 17, so they're a little bit smaller. So I actually did 11 by 6, which is 66, which there is only 63 paints, but there is 3 extra bottles, empty bottles. So I actually put the bottles to separate the paints from the washes, from the effect, from the medium. So like this I use. So now it's basically fills up the entire thing, which is cool. So I did that. So I had to redesign the whole thing. Played some games with the kids over the weekend, of course. Well, Saturday night. Did the streak from the week before that? Did a tarmac tile and a tutorial on how to do it. Ooh, yeah, I know. I really like it. So, I did that as well, which was fun. Took forever because drying in between every freaking coats. So that took quite a while. But then posted the video. Edited, posted the video. Tried to play Summoner Wars with my kid, which turned into him starting crying and being all upset because I took the cards at the top of his magic deck and blah blah blah. So yeah, that did not go well. Played Ticket to Ride with my daughter. That went well. She won. She was super happy. And then did a lot of 3D printed, including those mutant that I'm painting today. Some modern military, some city scatter, which I actually did my own traffic light, which did not turn out well at all. Missing a lot of supports. The supports were way too long and everything. I need to find a better way of printing it. I have not figured that one out yet. I need a bigger resin printer, but anyways. And then I ran the little poll, which we'll talk about later. Once we go over, which actually we're going to talk about now, I guess.
Yeah.
Are we going over? Yeah. So that's what I've done. Again, not much, a lot of... And I primed those guys also, and I've spent a lot of time cleaning my printer and setting up the other one and doing all that stuff, which took forever. But yeah, so let's see. And then again, yeah, so received the paint, really happy about them. Realized that the minis that were inside the Kickstarter were actually metal minis, which I did not expect. So now I have some metal minis of like a skeleton thing. I got the Sir, whatever his name is, on the guy that's in the paint bottle.
Sir Coates, I think his name is.
Yep, that's it. So yeah.
Because we have a brand and we're going to stick with it, says Duncan.
And again, I should remember not to shake my paints. I know, counterintuitive, but I need to not shake my paints, open them, close them, then shake my paints. Because I live in altitude and everything blows up. God damn it. Anyways, so that's pretty much what I've done. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I've done some work on my game as well. I don't know how people do it. It's like, if you don't stop at one point, I don't think you ever stop.
No.
So, because I'm like, oh, I forgot pushbacks and moving away from close combat and attack of opportunity and pushing somebody into a building and so it's like, come on, I need to stop. I need new stuff, and I had new stuff, but I removed stuff. Like I went through all the abilities, and I realized that some abilities were kind of duplicates of each other. Not really, but kind of. So I actually removed one, modified the other one, and so on. So still working on it, still making progress. Hopefully soon. I will have something finished, but then I still have not done any of the scenarios. We just still need to figure those out. So yeah. But other than that, I'm having fun with it. So, anyways, yeah. All right. So we ran a poll, an actual streaker poll that we haven't done in forever.
Wow.
Because of what AMG announced, what, a few days ago now? A couple of days, 4 days ago?
Wednesday?
3? Yeah?
Wednesday, Thursday?
Thursday, something like that. So, in case people do not know, they've announced that they will be releasing Star Wars Shatterpoint.
New Star Wars game!
So, and so this is kind of our what it's called first look that we've done. We've done some first look at some games, which is, I don't think is really a first look because we don't really know what they're all the details yet.
No.
But it is for me still and a main topic because I have my doubts about this game. I think it's gonna sell well. I think a lot of people are gonna play it. And I think that a lot of people will not. And that they could have been more interested in the game if they have done it a little bit different. Now, alright, and I will put probably pictures, maybe the little movie of in a window somewhere on the screen right now, the preview video. Now, so what they've done is they've created a new game, which is fine, based off Star Wars because they have the Star Wars license, which is fine. And based out of Clone Wars, so the aesthetic is more Clone Wars, the TV show, the animated TV show, not the movie, which again is fine because it's an awesome animated movie, especially for Star Wars fan. I don't think there's a lot of people that do not like that show. I don't know what you think, but it was fun. It's a fun show. Yeah. Because it's the Clone Wars and they fight all the time and it's fun. Now, from what the community at large could tell from the trailer, is that those minis are
large.
Well, first of all, they are proportion different, which again is fine. They have long legs and long arms because that's how they are on the TV show. So they do look a lot like the TV show models. It is not based out of the movies like Legion is, so they are looking a lot more cartoonish. Again, that is fine. Now, the problem is, like you just said, they are large, and from what everybody could tell, they're probably MCP size, which is 40 millimeters. Now, I had no problem with MCP started at 40 millimeters because they went from scratch. Like, there was nothing that was, you had the Knights model, but that was kind of competition. So you didn't want to be like, hey, we're gonna do this, and then people like, oh, I already have my Knight models, all I need is the card, which you're gonna find online, and then I don't have to buy the models because I already have my models that are from Knight miniatures. So of course they had to change a little bit something, which they did, and they changed the scale. And again, the O scale, which is the scale for the terrain and all this, blah blah blah, for the terrain and so on, and then they started doing their own terrain, which again, fine. Now, what I think is a big miss on this one is that they've changed the scale of an existing game that they produced themselves, which is Legion. Now, Legion, everybody's saying Legion is 32. I disagree. It's 35. They are bigger. They're not 28. I mean, this is that's a Stormtrooper, and that's a 28. So 28 millimeters mutant Stormtrooper.
Yeah.
He's not 28. He's not 32. He's 35. So again, they already are a little bit bigger than regular 32s. So it would not have been too much to ask.
Aren't you a little bit tall for a clone trooper?
Isn't it the opposite? Are you a bit short for a Stormtrooper? Well, they're gonna be those Stormtrooper are gonna be short compared to the other one. Now, and this is the problems. Like, this is where I think they messed up. They technically made already a skirmish game out of Legion, which I disagree. It's not. You know, they're like, oh, it's 500 points and blah blah blah. That's not a skirmish game. You know, it's just like when they do 750 points for what, Age of Sigmar, I think it was, or something. Yeah, no, it's just a lighter version of Legion. Now, what they should have done, and a lot of people, and I think a lot of people agree with that, is they should have taken Legion and do a kill team equivalent of Legion, like they did, like Games Workshop did for GW for 40k.
So different rule set to use the existing miniatures in a smaller game size, smaller table size.
Exactly, and again,
for those who don't know.
And again, like it's also reusing minis, but also this is the thing.
Easier. Why didn't I do that earlier?
A lot of people will buy the minis from Kill Team or Warcry for Age of Sigmar or Underworld for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
Or Necromunda, maybe not so much, because Necromunda is quite a different. It's a different setting, but you can pick up those minis and play them in other games, and you can use your minis from other games, from your main game for 40k. You can use those and create your own squad in Kill Team, and I think they missed completely the mark on this, because a lot of people would have been like, you know what, it's a new sculpt of Anakin Skywalker, Clone Wars TV show version. I really like it. Let me pick it up to put in my Legion army. I already have the cards and everything for Legion for that guy, so it doesn't matter. It's just an alternative sculpt. But then the other way around, I have an Anakin. Let me play my Anakin in Shatterpoint, because it's the same. All I need to do now is pick up a set of cards to upgrade my existing Legion stuff into this. And that's where they should have done the bridge. Sell cards, sell the rules, because I know they don't. They won't sell the rules. It will be like MCP and like Legion. The rules will be online for free. But this is the thing. Sell the rules. Sell the cards. Do this. Like, if they have done that, a lot of people would have been like, oh, let me try Shatterpoint using my guys. And then, oh, this is a new, Ventress was not, I don't think she is yet in Legion. Let me pick her up anyway, because I want to play Shatterpoint. Then when she comes into Legion, oh, let me buy the Legion version because it has the cards and everything. But then now I have two sculpt and I can alternate between the two games because they're sculpt are different. And I think that a lot of people, and the reason they do this for Legion and the reason they do this for Kill Team and all, from not Legion, for 40k and Kill Team and Age of Sigmar and all this, is to get people to play bigger games. I start with Kill Team. I really like Kill Team. Hey, look at that. If I have my Kill Team guys, but if I add this and this and this and this, then I have...
I've started collecting a Kill Team of Space Marines. I've bought a couple of Space Marines. I'm going to add a couple of specialists from this other squad. Oh look, I've now bought 2 squad boxes. I'm going to get this other guy to lead them. Oh look, I've now got a character.
Yep.
I've tripped and now I'm halfway to a full army.
Again, yep. Hey, now I have 800 points. I can play that smaller version. Oh, you know what? Let me grab the starter box for Legion. Hey, look at that. With the starter box for Legion and the characters that I have in the starter box for Shatterpoint, I almost have a full army. And that's where they missed the mark, in my opinion.
Yep.
And because it's a different... again, I don't understand why you would change the scale, especially now. It makes no sense. It's 2 games that you're producing both games. It doesn't make any sense to just change that, and it just frustrated me.
Yeah, that's we want people to go out and buy all the models again decision.
Yeah. So now a lot of people did not go into Legion like me because there were way too many models. Yeah. And I did not want to start building an army, and I did not feel like I would ever play an army game. But again, like it... Now you're looking at, and there, we ran a poll, 30% happy, excited to see Shatterpoint, 30% no clue what Shatterpoint was, which I was a little bit surprised because I'm like, dude, seriously? Like, it's been all over everywhere. And then I think 20%. Well, and then people were disappointed. A bunch of people were disappointed on both counts, on the fact that the scale was too big and that it was not compatible with Legion. And I think that's a big miss. And it does not have to be. And I don't think we will see. And you pointed it out, and you showed the post that they say that it will not be a MCP clone as far as the rules are concerned.
Yeah. Which
is fine. And I was not even using the same miniatures. I mean, take Kill Team and Kill Team and 40k, not the same rules.
No.
Activation is completely different, not the same rules. You're playing individual guys instead of squads and all this. And now they're saying that the elevation will be very important, and so that I want to see because it might be interesting. They also say that that you showed the post that it would be a brand new game, that it's not a remix of MCP, which again is fine, and I really want to see that because I'm sure the rules will be fine.
Yeah.
I am expecting that since there are a lot of Jedis, that you will see some things ported from MCP, which is gonna be throwing terrain and throwing people into terrain using the Force. And so I want to see that because I'm pretty sure that's going to be fun. Or pulling people towards you so that they get in range of you other, your other dudes that can fire and all this. That I want to see, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some fun rules because it's gonna be a lot more cinematic. It's gonna be similar to MCP in that sense. It's gonna be more cinematic and all this, and that's gonna be fun. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be great. And I'm pretty sure that within a few,
I'm looking forward to everybody at my club going shit and buying shit tons of it.
Well, because they don't play Legion, right?
There's a couple of guys at the club who play Legion.
Well, what I'm expecting is somebody who, so some people are saying, turn the inches into centimeters and just play with your regular dudes from Legion, which might work. And I'm like, why would you even bother? Just play with the same dudes and just play freaking inches.
You've got the Ink 28 is something like that as well. So you recall that I got my Inquisitor scale models out.
Do you have an extra base where you put it in and the base gets bigger?
No, hang on. Let's just pull him out from the other side of the desk. So these guys, when we did our scale episode, like way back, they're 54 mil.
Okay.
So there's some people do something called Ink 28. So they've adapted the Inquisitor rule set for 28 mil scale models.
Okay.
Because Workshop don't make any of the 54s anymore.
Okay. Yeah. No, so, and I'm pretty sure somebody was
people will when the Shatterpoint rules come out. I'm sure people will just go right. Bish bash bosh bosh bish bosh bish beep boop boop. This is how to convert it to Legion scale.
Yeah. And again, like, they should have done that from the beginning. Like, making the same scale, make it alternative sculpt, and people would have loved it. And I think that they missed a lot of. And again, like, I would understand if Legion was gone, and then they would just be like, hey, Legion wasn't there, and they're like, oh, we're creating a new game based on Star Wars, here it is. Oh yeah, but we liked when it was what was the game before that a lot of people were complaining when Legion came out?
Imperial Assault.
Imperial Assault. Thank you. I had Imperial. I was missing the second part. Yeah, Imperial Assault. Everybody was like, oh, no, Imperial Assault is dead. And blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, Imperial Assault
was
dead long before Legion came out.
Yeah, Imperial Assault was Star Wars flavored. What was it? Descent.
Dungeon crawler.
Descent.
Dungeon crawler. Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Descent. Board game.
So yeah, it was a dungeon crawler. It was a board game.
Yeah, because Fantasy Flight made Descent, and then they were like, "We've got the Star Wars license. This is basically a license to print money. Let's make a Star Wars version of this." And
which worked really great. The models were good. They were smaller than Legion, and
because Descent has a competitive skirmish element on it, then we can just transfer that over to Imperial Assault and do the same sort of thing with that we have been doing with X-Wing and Armada and stuff in terms of organised play. And then, as far as I can tell, nobody played it.
Well, Imperial Assault? Imperial Assault had its followers. I mean, it was crazy. There's still a lot of people. Like, if I ever find a box for a decent price, I will probably get it. Because it is a very, very good campaign game. And it's a solid mechanics. And it is a fun game.
I've got a core set.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, it is a good game. Honestly, dude, like it's a good game.
I played it once.
Well, yeah. But yeah, no, it's everybody was complaining, but by that time, Imperial Assault was gone.
Oh, it was cold in the grave at that point.
Well, a lot of people were still playing. A lot of people are still making scenarios for it, but they were like, oh, the.
I mean, some of the sculpts are nice for like all the saga characters that they decided, like, oh, we can play Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker in Imperial Assault. Okay, go away.
But they were also, that's the thing, they were smaller than Legion, and so when Legion came out, everybody was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to use my Imperial Assault, and you had like scale comparison between, you know, the ATST version, AT-AT version of like which they were bigger and blah 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 and all these things. So yeah, there was a lot of talk already at that time about that. And again, I think that we're heading the same way. The only difference is that Legion, hopefully, because that's also a lot of people now are crying, saying that, oh my god, it's the death of Legion, blah blah blah. 2 different games. You can play both, it doesn't matter. But because it's not the same scale and because it doesn't reuse the minis from the other one, then all of a sudden people are like, well, does that mean it's dead? I don't think so. Because again, like you said, it's a license to print money. And there is a ginormous Legion following. But I think a lot of people will go to... will either avoid the game because of that, because it's not Legion compatible and they've already spent shitload of money onto for their Legion, and they don't want to spend more money for the new Shatterpoint. And then some people will be like, hey, I never wanted to go into Legion, so now I'm gonna get into this game because it is smaller, which again is fine. And so I don't know, we'll see, but that's kind of my take on it. I think they missed the point on a lot of things. And also, if the scale is different, terrain. Yeah. That means all the terrain that you've printed and you've done for is going to be too small. Now, you haven't printed any terrain and you're printing new terrain and you want to print it for both of them. One is going to be 100%, the other one is going to be 126%. But that's for 28 to 40 mil. Now, if it is 30, like I said, it's not 28 for me, it's 35 already. I'm pretty sure you could have something that's made for Legion and printed at 110%, and it would be for the new Shatterpoint. But then you can also do it 105. So it's a little bit too big for one and a little bit too small for the other one, but it should work both cases. And then you have the same terrain. So I think there is a little bit of workaround that you can do. And again, I want to see what people are going to do with it, because I can't, it's... Some people are going to have fun making cartoonish looking terrain. More, following the
if it's Clone Wars the show style, then I'm looking forward to watching people paint that into reality.
Paint them super great, because they're gonna be painted, very cartoonishy and all this bright colors and all that, and I think that's gonna be awesome. And also, like all the terrain and everything is going to be really cool. So we'll see, but yeah, it's...
Shout out to Roger, who I mentioned earlier, who is painting all of his Legion terrain at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't want to go into that game, because you're going to have to do it all over again. if you want to have terrain that works for that game. And that's a big miss. Now,
Yeah,
Adam,
I mean that's kind of the reason why Inquisitor died as well. It's like nobody made 54 mil scale Gothic terrain.
yeah.
So you had to
Now,
scratch build your own tables.
the thing for Marvel Crisis Protocol is that it is modern time, basically.
Yeah.
And it is O scale, which is the terrain scale, which means that you can go and buy some O scale terrain. And Adam was talking about this on his show this weekend. And yeah, it's fine. Now, I've not seen a lot of Star Wars trains, and I don't think Menard and other brand like this carry carry any Star Wars convenience store or gas station or things like this. So again, that's gonna be an issue. Yes, they're gonna come up with their own terrain, which some of it will come in the core box, like it did for the Marvel thing. But I'm not sure how far they're gonna be able to take this, and that's again, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be an issue, but well, we'll see. Again, we'll see. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will go and play those games. That game, it's gonna be super popular because it's a very good IP. They've been doing a great job with what they've been coming up with. The sculpts that they have for Marvel are really cool.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be doing some really cool sculpt for sure. And yeah, we'll see, but hopefully it's gonna be good. No, it's just like disappointed that
I think a lot of people are waiting with bated breath to find out actual information about the game.
Yes,
which
exactly, because there is so much speculation. I mean, like people have been taking like screenshot and be like, okay, there's this unit and this unit, but look in the background, there is a blurry one and blah blah blah. Which one is that one? And it's like people are just going nuts, which is what they want. They want people to talk about the game and all this. So we'll see.
Their social media guys and their marketing guys have definitely earned their paycheck.
Oh no, yeah. But yeah, if they come and they say, "Oh, scale, same as Legion," man, this is gonna be just. And again, like it's just because their legs are so long and everything. The proportion is so much different from from the Legion guys that might just be a perspective that we have and be like, oh my god, they look so big, and the base are way bigger. They look way bigger, but they might not.
Yeah, like the Mark 6 Marines in the Age of Darkness box. People are like, oh, they're so much bigger, and it's like, no, they're just stood up.
Yeah. So again, like
I mean, they are slightly taller, but that they are straighter as well.
So I don't know. Again, we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. But yeah, let us know what you think, guys, in the comments. And yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely come back to it as we move closer to the release, which is gonna be in quite a while. They are calling for people who want to do play testing. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out and try to get playtester. Hopefully some of the...
Apparently their quiz to sign up for that is extensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure like there's some you need to jump through so many hoops. But again, if you're really if you're really interesting and interested,
I'm not very interesting.
but are you interested?
No.
No. Okay, well, if you were interested,
I don't have enough space in my brain for other game systems.
Yeah, it's yeah.
This is something that I share with friend of the show, Grant from the Throwing Dice podcast. He can only keep 3 game systems in his head.
Dude, I don't even have one in my head.
Yeah.
I need to get a refresher every time I play something. I'm like, oh fuck, how does that work again?
As Curtis is the other co-host on that show is happy to be playing like 5 or 6 different game systems fairly regularly, and I'm like, my dude.
No.
I mean, no. His counterpoint to that is, I'm not good at any of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, still. But yeah, so that was our main topic, and well, and also my news, because that was my news before we decided to talk about it.
Yeah.
And my other news was that. So, well, if we go into the news, so first news is that, yeah, they are releasing Shatterpoint, which is gonna be next year. And then my other news is that they are gonna do The Last of Us Escape from Darkness, the board game. So, Escape the Dark, sorry. The board game, which seems really cool. It's all black and white, which I think is super cool as a aesthetic. For the game, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, but it looked pretty interesting.
Not everything needs a board game adaptation.
Well, some people cannot play the freaking game, so
yeah.
Still waiting. Still working towards my computer. So when I see all those Kickstarter and stuff, and I'm like, no. You cannot. You have a computer to buy. You cannot start buying Kickstarters. So, yep.
Kickstarters are later. Right, my stuff.
Go for it.
Let's move your face so I can actually find the scrolly bar for the Google Doc. There it is. So, first up, I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but the New Year's miniature for Games Workshop this year is the Goth Rocker, which is a reimagining rather of an old sort of commemorative / slightly silly model. It's it's an orc playing the guitar. What they have now done though is the Goth Rocker has released a Christmas single. I've not had the opportunity to listen to the Goth Rocker's Christmas single yet, but I will urge every listener of the podcast to go out and buy it and download it and stream it as many times as you can on your streaming platform of choice, just so that the whatever X Factor winner, Britain's Got Talent winner this year doesn't end up with the Christmas #1 slot again.
Nice.
And just to be a giant troll about it.
Nice. Yeah, that would be fun. That would piss off a lot of people. Yeah, that would be fun.
Today, almost breaking news, if it wasn't like 4 hours ago, the Necromunda Ash Wastes Kronos Pattern Iron Crawler.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a lot of words.
It is. It's a big truck on treads with guns on the top because it's 40k Necromunda. So it's a big, like, industrial truck that they've put pintle guns on because 40k. And because Necromunda, and we're trying to shoot each other all the time. So, yeah, that looks neat. Can't wait to see what everybody does with those. They look fun and interesting, and also expensive. In things I didn't expect news, we had the Sunday preview article from Warhammer Community yesterday, and there is nothing new on pre-order next week.
No. How did that happen?
But they are doing a made-to-order on some classic Warhammer Fantasy Chaos sculpts.
Okay.
So you've got the picture that I've put in the show notes is the old metal Archaon Lord of the End Times on horse.
Ooh.
Dorgar.
Okay, nice.
As opposed to the current Age of Sigmar version, which is about that big and 100 pounds and
Holy
plastic
shit.
and massive. Dorgar got a lot bigger. He is now a giant winged dragon snake thing with 3 heads. But the classic Archaon sculpt is one that I have wanted forever and ever and ever. So I'll be picking that up. And there is also
makes sense.
a mounted sorcerer and a Chaos Lord for each of the 4 main Chaos Gods. They'll be in metal, and they are made to order between Saturday and I believe the end of November. And then
Remember the 5th of November.
That was last week.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that they'll make them when they make them, and they'll ship them off to you in the order that you bought them. So,
cool. That's always nice when they do that, I think.
Yeah, I like when they do made to order on some of the classic stuff. I'm like, oh, nice.
You know what? We have some. Basically, what they're saying
I didn't have grown-up money when this was a thing.
No, but you know what?
And now that I've got grown-up money, it's not available. But now it's available, and I have grown-up money, and I can buy it.
Do you know why they do that?
Nostalgia.
Because they have some space in their
production cycle. Yeah.
And they're like, hey, look at that. We can run a print. We can run about 2,500 copies. What do you think will sell 2,500 copies? Oh, this guy. Oh, no, this guy will sell probably 10,000. So, no, we cannot do that. Oh, this guy. Yeah, nostalgia, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, sure. Boom. Here we go. And they do that, and they will sell it, and they will make money, and they are right to do so.
Yep.
And it's cool. And it's a good idea. And they're, again, it's really
so
good.
what I want to see lots of people doing is buying the old Archaon, putting him on the current base size for the big Archaon, and going, this is Archaon.
You're sure?
Yeah.
He looks
so
big.
I've got a plan to get. So I've got one of the old metal Chaos Greater Demons, which are about that big.
Okay.
And the new plastic ones are about that big. And on a different base. I've got the new base size, and I've got a bit of terrain. So I'm going to cut the bit of terrain down to fit on the new base size, and then just pin the old Greater Demon to the top of that and go. Now this is roughly the same height as well. I would like to thank my brother for coming up with that idea and doing it first with his Great Unclean one.
Cool.
My next bit of news we've had another preview for the Cities of Sigmar stuff to come. So we're getting a range refresh for the Cities of Sigmar models because they are about as old as I am.
Wow.
So they are doing some articles to sort of like walk through the design process as it happens. So there's a couple of shields, some armor pieces, a bit of horse barding, just to like show you the direction the aesthetic is going in.
And then so that people can say, "Oh, that's cool," or "What the fuck are they doing?" And then they're like, "No, we were just kidding. Actually, it's gonna look like this and this like this." Oh yeah, that's much better. Whew. Okay, good. Now we can start the production.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing they've already started producing this stuff.
From the models, maybe they have like some 3D printed version of it.
Yeah. They 3D print a lot of their prototypes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So like some of the preview models, when they put them up on the stream, you can still see the print lines in.
Yeah.
Then the next thing I've got is some more Necromunda stuff. They've got some wheeler dealers. So some hangers-on and random merchants.
Like the TV show?
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of Only Fools and Horses references in the article because we're British and that's what we do. So they just look like neat civilians that you can hang around.
Yeah. Oh, I like the top left one. The guy with the giant mask.
And the
baby whatever.
Cherub.
Skeleton cherub thing.
Yeah. And that grizzled looking lady at the bottom who's trying to sell you a crocodile.
Yeah.
The next two things I've got are the Christmas Battle Forces.
Okay.
So there's, at this time of year, workshop release or announce and then release over the Christmas period Battle Force boxes for Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40k.
Dude, I cannot believe it's almost freaking. We're so close. December is like a little bit more than a month away. It's freaking nuts.
A little bit less than a month away. It's like 2.5 weeks.
14th, Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is on 24.
Yeah. You said December.
Yeah. No, I said Christmas is less than a month. It's a little bit more
December.
Than a month. I said December. Well, yeah. You see, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Christmas is not that far away. It's
Battle Force
already...
boxes. They're fairly good starters if you're intending to start any of the armies. There is normally some savings involved in picking the Battle Force box up rather than paying all the units separately. Occasionally, that saving translates to Games Workshop basically going, we're not selling a lot of this particular kit. It's because it's not particularly viable in competitive play at the moment. Let's stick it in all the battle forces. So a lot of the times you are getting a duff unit that you won't be using basically for free. But yeah. So for 40k, you've got Adeptus Sororitas Sanctorum Guard, which
Speaking of armies, I got a joke for our listeners. Do you know where Liam keeps his armies? In his sleeves. Sorry. Please continue.
A lot of the Battle Force boxes are being led by the faction leader for that faction. So the Sororitas Sanctorum Guard is led by what's her name? Morven Val. The Adeptus Custodes Watcher of the Gate Watchers of the Gate is led by Trajan Valoris, Captain General. The Depths Mechanicus Elimination Maniple has their named character Belisarius Cool. The Imperial Knights one, I'm pretty sure they've built the kit up as the named character, but it can be built as anything else.
Yeah.
From that box, it's one of those things where you get one box and you can build like seven different like War Scrolls from. The Death Guard one is led by Mortarion, which is a fantastic model. The Thousand Suns one has Magnus the Red, Demon Primarch Magnus the Red, which is a fantastic model. I'm pretty sure those last two, you're basically, the cost of that is basically going to be the Primarch model and one of the squads, and you're getting basically half the rest of the box for free. And there's two Space Marine ones, which are led by their named captains. So the Imperial Fist's captain and the Raven Guard chapter master lead those two, but you can, of course, just buy either and swap the character with somebody and go, I'm going to paint this up something completely different. The Age of Sigmar ones, let's go over those super quick. Daughters of Cain. That's a good box because basically everything in that box you can build up as 2 units. So there's a unit of the Foot Witch Elves, which can also be built up as Sisters of Slaughter. There's the Snakes, which can be built up as close combat or ranged. The Harpies, which can be built up as with swords or spears.
Yeah, when I was looking at the box, I thought that there was a few that are some really cool models in there.
But they're like the Cauldron of Blood in the Daughters of Cain box is basically you build the cauldron, and you can either put a Hag Queen, a Slaughter Queen, or a Bloodwrack Medusa on it, and then the other 2 heroes become foot heroes. So they've, for some reason, not pictured the 2 foot heroes that come with that. The Cruel Boys box is a little bit sparse in terms of actual models, but there's 2 fairly decent centerpiece models on there which have a couple of build options. You can build the Vulture guy up as the named character or another version. A lot of people have said good things about the Gloomspite Gits Stampeding Squiggalaunch box, because normally when they do a Gloomspite Gits box, they don't skew all the way into one of the different sub armies. They just go, right, this is goblins, and also here's some trolls. Here's some squigs. Here's some trolls.
Okay.
So, this is all squigs all the time.
Is that the red thingies? Well, they're
red...
all on. Yeah. I've seen
mouths with legs.
Yeah.
That's a squig. There's also Skaven, Nighthaunt, which is led by their named character, which is neat. Sylvaneth, which has one of their named characters in. The Stormcast one has a lot of the things that were recently dropped in points in the latest Battle Scroll update, so it's going to be fairly cheap in terms of putting the models on the table. I'm not looking at picking any of these up. I might be tempted into picking a Squig box up if there's any left after Christmas.
Yeah, will they like discount some things or?
Well, what normally happens is a load of those will get sent out to retailers as well. So if I go to my friendly local gaming store in the new year, I will get the 20% off, and then maybe if he's doing a New Year's sale, he might discount that a little bit as well. So,
Alright, cool.
there is a new Gloomspite Gets book coming. It's on the way.
Alright.
And it might actually be not garbage.
Cool.
The current book has issues. I think it's one of the oldest books still in play. Which is not fun for people who play that army.
For sure, yeah.
Cool. Heresy Thursdays for the last 2 weeks. Last week we had some Iron Hands Mark 6 upgrades. So continuing the relentless march to get all 18 legions worth of Mark 6 upgrade kits out.
Mm-hmm.
And the week before that we had the plastic Demon's Pattern Whirlwind Scorpius, which is
Tank.
a tank that I already own the resin version of.
Of course you do.
Because it's a multiple missile barrage tank, and in the previous edition they were quite nice. They're very tasty. I liked my Whirlwind Scorpius quite a bit. I've not looked at it too hard in the current rule set, but a plastic one is nice. I will not be getting it. So I do not need more than one.
Yeah.
You can only take one per heavy support slot. They do not squadron. If they squadroned, I might get another one. But they do not squadron. My heavy support slots are otherwise full with other things. Alas.
Right.
And that is
Cool.
the news.
The news. Well, and,
This fortnight in things that we are vaguely interested about.
Yeah.
Ow. My backer.
So, I've got a lot more mutants to do because I only painted one. But
show what you've done. Show us what you've done.
it's not bad. I like it. I put
It's
a little bit of green and dark red to make him look even more disgusting, but he looks gnarly enough for my Space Station Zero campaign, which I need at least 6 for the next thing, so I'm gonna have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I got 2, 4, 6, 8 total, so I'm gonna do all 8. Just because I printed them, so I might as well. But yeah, pretty happy. The colors are good. I like that paint. It's a lot like Vallejo, so I really like it because it's Vallejo. Yeah, I need to go. I need to see the washes. I tried some flesh wash, but a problem is I made my guy like super white and pale and sick looking, so the wash make him look was a little bit too strong. But it's a nice wash, and it dries super fast too, which is good.
There's a Warhammer preview stream on Friday. I've just seen the Warhammer Events US Open 2022 Santa Ana, New Mexico.
Cool.
So they're doing a preview stream. That's Friday at 9 p.m. Mountain Time or Saturday at 4 a.m. GMT. So I will be watching that when I get up on Saturday.
Well,
not live.
Tomorrow I have a meeting with the surgeon to see when I'm gonna get my surgery. So yeah,
I need to show off what I painted.
I'll keep you posted. Yes, I know. I'm still waiting.
I
painting a gun?
basing out the colours on this las cannon.
In front of you. So no, in front, lower, in front of your t-shirt. There we go, perfect. Awesome, cool.
I've based out the colours on this Volkite dual culverin.
Cool.
I've based out the colours on this multi-melter.
More guns. More gunners.
I have started basing out the colours on this plasma cannon. I do not know what to do about the muzzle yet. I will figure that out. I'm probably going to go for a bronze of some description. But that is me. That is me done.
Cool. Well, I still need to do the base because I haven't touched the base on that guy, but yeah. And then I need to do the rest of the people and try some different color scheme. But yeah. So yeah, tomorrow, Surgeon, so I will let you know if when we can do the next recording. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. So
we'll figure it
see. Out. By the time I edit this video, I might be able to put it
info bar
in the bottom saying when is my surgery scheduled for. So do not expect a recording on that day, or recording is gonna be fine and whatever. Other than that, Artemis is launching soon. 16th.
Yes, one of my friends
16th morning for super
something.
Early morning. So 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning for you. Something like that. Early morning for you, super early morning here. Like, well, for me it's gonna be 11 o'clock at night. For the East Coast it's gonna be 1. So for you it's gonna be 6 in the morning. No, 7 in the morning, something like that, probably. But yeah, so. Woohoo! And I saw it on the launch pad when I went to Florida with my kids and everything. So it's awesome. Cannot wait to see it take off. Well, thank you everybody for coming today. Thank you, Liam, as always. Like, subscribe, and everything. We are at 117 subscribers now.
nice.
It's growing. And I think like every time we put a small video like unboxing and your stuff and the triad of the, we get a couple more subscribers, so we should do more of those when we have time.
Yes.
Which, yeah. So we'll try to do more on the, like I need to do the reds and then the orange and, well, the yellow, the orange, the greens, the blah blah blah, and keep going until I do all the triads. And I might just take one of the those guys and just do them with different color things so that I can try the orange and the stuff, like weird color. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Bye, everybody. See you on the next one.
See you next time.